If you've seen the movie Short Circuit, you'll recognize my new co-host is based on the very friendly and curious Johnny 5 robot, except in an all-new desktop form factor. You're up.
Hi! As always, we're not sponsored, monetized, and have no affiliate links.
Right, so why are you here?
Deep question. Why are any of us here?
Okay, I promise we'll cover that in another video that's all about you.
Great!
So, VR headset reviews are the source of a lot of frustration for people before and after they buy a new headset. Can you think of any reasons why VR headsets can be frustrating to people who are wanting to buy?
Causes of frustration? Sure! People like instant gratification, but reviewers show them pre-production headsets many months or longer before they're released, so they have to wait a long time. The headsets reviewers get may be cherry-picked examples, causing reviewers to give them overly optimistic reviews that don't match the average headset that's finally shipped. There can be financial incentives to say nice things about new headsets to drive sales to affiliate links. Or an unscrupulous manufacturer may only send headsets to reviewers with a directive that the reviews will be mostly positive. That's very frustrating.
Those are all good reasons for consumer frustration because of reviews, but that's not what we're going to talk about today.
I don't understand. Need input.
There are some very important causes for frustration that are much less predictable.
Okay.
You've watched a lot of TV.
Lots of input.
Right. Are all humans the same?
No. They come in many shapes and sizes and colors and ages. They grew up in different circumstances and believe different things. They have different religions, different politics, speak different languages, and like different food and music and sports.
Okay, great. We get the idea. So do you think that all VR headsets are comfortable to all people?
It doesn't seem likely. I watched your video about the Maganex. You have a big nose.
Thanks. But you're right. I couldn't get the Maganex to fit my face well because of my big nose, and it ruined my experience using that headset. You watched my video on the Big Screen Beyond too.
I watched all your videos. You really like the Big Screen Beyond too.
Yes, I really do like the Big Screen Beyond 2, and I presented my honest thoughts on that headset. I know a number of people who purchased the Beyond 2 largely or partly because of my review, and many are very happy with it, but some were not.
Oh, did they blame you?
A few were frustrated by the fact they didn't have the same experience I've enjoyed. But the bigger issue is that this is a very common occurrence that I see on many forums where people buy a headset based on one or more glowing reviews and then for one reason or another are not happy with them. These people are very frustrated by having a different experience with a headset they've purchased that doesn't match their expectations based on these reviews that made them think they'd love it.
So you're saying that even if you have no monetary incentive and are being as honest as you possibly can be about what you're reviewing, that other people can never know for sure if a headset is a good match for them without trying it out personally?
Unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm saying. Every VR headset purchase is a gamble, and there's no guarantee that you'll like any headset you purchase, which makes a good return policy very important. I've seen a number of people take personally trying out headsets to an extreme level, buying almost every new headset that's released. With a lot of overlap between their purchases, people frequently picked different headsets as their keeper and felt the headsets they didn't keep had deal breakers they couldn't live with and had them returned. It gets worse.
So people have different experiences with the same headsets because headsets fit people differently and people are sensitive to different things? How can it get worse?
What a person considers acceptable or a deal breaker is a moving target. It changes with each new product release that changes their expectations or when they experience something new for the first time and change their priorities. I put out a poll on my channel a while back asking how happy people are with their current headsets. I'm happy for the 57% who said they're very happy with their headset, But 18% they said they started off happy until new products are announced. And so simply announcing a new product can make them less satisfied with what they have or with other products. The kicker is that 25% of all respondents said they are never happy with their VR headset.
That's a lot of unhappy people.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of very unrealistic expectations out there. This can make it tough on manufacturers who need to get a product to market in a narrow window where the product is even still relevant before the entire rapidly moving landscape of the VR market changes.
The VR market sounds volatile, scary, exciting. But what can change the entire landscape of the VR market?
Better specifications, new design philosophies, new features that are innovative, or even better, new features that can be licensed and benefit the entire market. An example of that 2 years ago was the Big Screen Beyond 2, or Big Screen Beyond was released. And they had a very different design philosophy focused on being as small and light as possible. And the VR landscape has shifted since then, and faster than I expected.
Mark, you said it was even better when new features can be licensed and benefit the entire VR market. Valve licensed their Lighthouse tracking and created Steam VR. So Valve not only innovates, but they share. And they just announced the Valve Frame with a lot of new features. Do you think they'll share some more?
I hope so. The Valve Frame will definitely have an impact on what people want from other manufacturers and the whole VR landscape. Related to this, when Microsoft pulled the plug on Windows Mixed Reality, they also killed the only licensed inside-out tracking system with hand controllers.
And the Valve Frame has a new inside-out tracking system with hand controllers and a history of licensing their technology with other companies.
Exactly. Meta has had a very good inside-out tracking system, but it's theirs. And let's face it, a number of other companies rolled their own, and they weren't very good. A standard like this would be great for the market.
Ooh, what about the Frame's dynamic foveated wireless system?
It's a great idea to see where your eyes are looking and only wirelessly transmit the pixels for the display area that you are looking at. This dramatically drops bandwidth and allows higher pixel density to be transmitted to the area you do care about. This could create a new standard for efficient wireless headsets. And while Meta has a wireless system for PC use, the compression artifacts, even at its lower resolution, are noticeable. And at least the initial reports on Valve's system suggest it has a much sharper wireless image than the Quest 3.
So wireless without customer complaints?
Well, no complaints from VR customers is still a big ask. But as a person who enjoys room-scale games and who has been tangled up on occasion, I wouldn't complain about wireless VR becoming more common. Another thing that could happen is important trickle-down simply because the Frame has eye tracking in a mainstream headset. And the time for this is great. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, iRacing, and LMU have all added support for quad-view dynamic foveated rendering this year. The Frame having eye tracking will both put pressure on Meta to add eye tracking to their next headset and help drive software companies to add support for eye tracking.
What about the whole Valve Frame? Is it something you would buy?
It looks like a headset that'll be great for many people. For example, a Steam Deck owner who would love a larger virtual display for their games that they already enjoy, for people who don't already have a powerful gaming computer and would like a standalone headset, and for people who consider wireless operation a high priority. Now, for my use case and the priorities I have, it's not a compelling buy, but it's still innovative and could have far-reaching trickle-down. So what do you think the Frame will do for people's expectations in future headsets?
Well, based on what I've seen on Reddit, people want everything. So they'll want small, light, higher-end wireless headsets with eye tracking, good inside-out tracking, and high-quality hand controls, and then they'll think whatever's finally produced is way too expensive.
Bingo. It's a never-ending story. New technology is announced, and people create higher expectations for their next dream headset.
Dreams are good, but being grounded in reality is good too.
Now, if you've wondered why I've had a dry spell creating videos, it's been because I've been focused on building this guy to the exclusion of all else. I will make a build video about my new co-host, and this has been the most involved project I've ever undertaken, and there's still a lot more work to do.
But you know I'm worth it.
Please let me know in the comments section what you think of my new co-host.